Hi everyone, this is Chris Mutuma from Ikich Programming. In this short video, we are going to look at JavaScript array iterations. Without further ado, let's begin. So guys, as usual, I have my text editor open and my live server on my on Chrome browser. Then you can see we are going to deal with array iteration, and then these are the 4 array iteration methods that we are going to look at. And then I have docked my console on the left, okay, of the browser, so that my video doesn't, this video here doesn't block you from seeing what we are doing. So guys, in our previous video, we talked about array methods. Now in this video, we are going to talk about array iterations, of which we use array methods. So there are more than 10 array methods, but I've chosen to just mention these 4. I'm not going to say that they are most important, but this is just showing you ideally how these array iteration methods are used to iterate through an array, elements of an array. So here we can see we have the first one, which is Array.forEach. As usual, guys, I'm using my HTML markup here that you're seeing displayed here. I've linked the main.js file, and that comes before the closing body tag. All right. So now, having done that, that's the reason why now we can be able to console.log directly from the browser from this file here, main.js. So now we are going to look at the first array iteration method, that is Array.forEach. All right, so the syntax for Array.forEach is basically what you're seeing here. But now we are going to create, we have an array here that is numbers, that has number elements inside the array. So this is an array literal, and we looked at how to declare, or rather to define, an array using the new keyword, different from array literals in our first video on arrays. So now on this one, guys, now we want to iterate through these arrays using the Array.forEach method. So now the syntax here is the array here, this part that says array here, is this array numbers. So we are going to say numbers. All right, then we use dot notation, then the for each, and the for, then the each starts with uppercase E. All right, so that is the standard camel case, or rather. So now we create a function that we are going to call back during this iteration. All right, so this function will take 3 arguments, and the first argument is the value, the second argument is the index, and the third value is the array itself. But now here we have to give it a value, all right, or a parameter that we are going to use to create our function. All right, so here I'm going to call it my array. All right, so my array is a name I'm giving, which will be our function name. All right, so it is numbers.forEach, and then inside the brackets you give it any name that you want. So here then I'll come and say function. So guys, I know we have not covered functions yet, but I'm going, I have a series, on this series I have the part where we are looking at functions, and this will be a bit easier for you to grasp. All right, so then I'll do my array here, and now this is my array, now the function. Inside this function, all right, it will take the value. Okay, so this is a value by itself. Then it can take the index. As I said, it takes 3 arguments. So the item value, then the item, index, and the array itself. Okay. Okay. So now I want us to console log an iteration. So the for each method will iterate through each and every element and display them on the console. So now we go to console, we log now this value, okay? We log the value. So what that means is it will pick each and every value, and each and every iteration will go and pick that the value. So the first one will be 45, 9, 4, 16, 25, 32 in that order. So I'm not sure about the order. So let me save that. Okay, let me save that. And you can see, yes, it is iterating with the same order. So there are other methods that does not iterate, or that they do not iterate in that order of the way the elements appear here. So let's say, for example, we added a string array here, said array. So you can see still the array, as I said in our first video where we introduced arrays, we talked of array elements can be of any data type. All right. So here I can even do so yeah, basically that you get the idea. So now you can see we've used the value. What if we wanted to iterate over the index? So here we come and change this to index, and when you use something here, you see it changes the color. So this has gone back to that kind of grayish color, and then this index and this index have been of the same color now. So if you come to our console, you can see we've iterated the indexes. All right. So this is index 0, and remember arrays are 0 based. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is our string array here, of which you can see they have been lined up here perfectly, right? Then what does the array mean? So the array means it is going to iterate through these array items for 6 times, and it is going to give us, or rather for 7 times, and it is going to give us the array definition. Okay, let's see that. Let's save, and you can see we are getting the array iterations. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which totals to the 7 you see. So if you expand that, you will see every array item and its index. All right, that's why we are giving a length of 7. So now when you want to iterate through the values themselves, then now you're going to use the first argument, which is the value. All right. So I think that is more clear. I don't think there's anything to expound on or to explain further. So now that is Array.forEach method. So let's go to Array.map method. So now this map method we are going to use. I'm going to use the same. So what I'll do here, let me just comment this out. Rather, let's create a new one. Again, let's use it. Let's just use it so that we have a clean console here to work with. So now the array.map method creates a new array by performing a function on each array element. All right. So the map does not execute the function for array elements without values. So if an array does not have values, it will not execute. And also to note is that the array.map method does not change the array. All right, does not change the original array. As we said, it creates a new array. So now let's look at this array that we have here, and let's multiply each value. So I'm going to use the same again, numbers.map, and now here I'll just use a function. I give it a function multiply. All right. So now then I'll come and create my function here. Multiply. Yeah. And then now I give it a value. I'm going to pass a value in here. And then here we are going now to console log, rather to return, because this is a function. We're going to or rather we are going, yes, we can use return. As I said, I know maybe the function thing is new to some of you guys, but we are going to do the next videos that are coming up on functions. So now here we are going to console.log, right? Console.log, so that now we get the multiplication. Now it is the value itself. Remember, the value is this value here. That's what it means when you put a value in here. And then we use the asterisks, which means multiplication, and then by any number that you want. Okay, so what this means is it is going to multiply these values of our array, that is the items value, that is the item here. This item here will be multiplied by 5. The next one will be multiplied by 5, the fourth one, the fifth one, like, and so on and so forth. So if we save that, you can see that this is giving us not a number. Yes, it's not a number because this is a string. All right, but you can see 45 multiplied by 5 gives us 225. 9 multiplied by 5 gives us 45. 4 multiplied by 5 gives us 20, and so on and so forth. So as we've said, the map array.map method does not create a new array. It does not replace the main, or rather the main array. It creates a new array, and that's what we've seen here. So basically, that's how array.map works. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is now I'll keep on commenting this out so that we can use this one here. So we go to array.filter, and now the filter method now creates a new array with array elements that passes a test. Okay, so now we want to test on these array elements that we have here, which items in this array pass a certain condition. For example, let's say we want to see if we have any item in this array that is greater than 5. Okay, so now basically now that is what we are going to work with. But now for this, how does this work? So here I'm going to console.log first, and now we are going to console.log that is numbers. All right, dot filter. Remember the syntax. All right, then here we are going again still to give it let's say condition. Let's give this a value of condition, and then that's it for that. Up to that point, then now we create our function. All right, and call it condition. All right, normally how you are doing it, and then we do the value. And now here we return the value. We return value greater than 5. So we spell this to spell it correctly, and then I said. So what basically happens here is this array contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 array items. All right, and here we are giving it a function, a condition that you need to filter all the items that pass the condition where the value is greater than 5. Yes, here we could have used conditional statements to do it here, but that's a video for another time. Other than we just return the value greater than 5. So if we come now to our console here, you can see what we have. We have our values, and out of these values, number 4, this item 4 is the only one that is less than 5, and this array is not a number, it is a string. So basically, I hope you're getting. So we are filtering, all right. So you'll be using this filter method mostly when you're creating your app, and you have web data that is coming from the DB, and you want the users to be able to search the data. You have to filter through the data. Okay, you can use the filter. All right. So that's basically how the array.filter method works. Okay, so we could have even changed this condition and say maybe less than or equal to 8, let's say 10. Again, you see, still now it is getting anything that is 10 and above, greater than 10. All right, so up to that point, I feel we are doing great. We are doing great, guys. And move on to Array.indexOf. These are a pretty one. So for these guys, let me just copy something from my second monitor so that we can be able to look at this in a different way. So yes, I'm going to use fruits here. All right. So the index of method searches an array for an element value and returns its position. Remember, now it is going to return the position in terms of the index of that value. Remember, arrays are 0 based. So if our item is at index 0, the array.indexOf method will return. If you are looking for apple, it will return index 0. All right. Now, array.indexOf also returns -1 if the item is not found. We are going to look at that scenario as well. And if the item appears more than one time, the array.indexOf will return the first instance. So for example, here you can see we have apple and apple. We are going to look at that. Let's see how this works, and we go on with that. So now I'm going to do console.log directly, and then now inside here I'll call my fruits, then dot notation, the index of method. All right, remember to type that correctly, and then we pass in the item that we want to get the position. So for example, we want to get the position of April. Let's see if we get that. So it gives us -1 here, as I said. If that item is not found in our array here, it is going to give us a -1. The reason is because we do not have April with lowercase a. We use an uppercase A, and if we save that, you see it is giving us 0. And here we have 0 and 2. So we have 0 and 2. But as we said, if an item appears more than one time, then the index of will return the position of the first instance. Okay, so we've seen it giving us -1, and we've seen it giving us the position of the first instance of an item that appears more than one time. So let's look for mango here. Maybe here we can mango. If we save that, you see it gives us index 3. It is 0, 1, 2, 3. So basically index of, that's what it does. So guys, these are the 4 array iteration methods that I thought it's good for me to just do a short video to mention that we have array iterations, and you will encounter for each method a lot. You'll encounter the map method a lot. You will encounter filter method, and you will encounter index of. There are other methods, there are other methods that you will encounter, reduce. There are so many methods that are there for array iteration. But these are the methods that I felt that it is good to introduce so that now you can go ahead and do your research. And when you're doing your research now, you can learn more and you understand how array iteration works. All right. So I believe that's it. And guys, thank you for supporting this channel. For those guys who are subscribing to the channel, for those guys who are commenting, I appreciate that so much because your comments, your support is greatly appreciated. And if you've not subscribed, go there, click on that subscribe button, and tap on that bell icon to turn the notification on because we post videos on programming each and every week. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.